It was clearly not an art gallery or a museum situation where we had a pristine white cube and we were looking for a sculpture to install or thread within that white cube. We had a more complicated set of conditions with various points of entry and angles of vision. So the committee was very open to the idea of including set designers in our discussions.
When you're placing pieces of sculpture in a complicated space, you want both to surprise people and reveal things in a gradual way.
The architects created a very helpful working model in foam core.
I placed the models of the animals in the environment of the building in scale. So there was a back and forth with the architect. This piece should be over here. Perhaps you should look at the scale was a little bit different here. The color of this, the color of that. They had a better sense of the building, certainly, than I did.
Part of it is to create moments, to create landmarks. And again, you know, my friends behind me and some of their friends that you can't see that are behind you, create those landmarks, create that visual moment.
I chose animals because I thought it would be great fun to condense their gestures into simplified forms. I didn't want an animal that would be gracious and graceful. I wanted them to be idiosyncratic and a kick to look at.
We didn't start out with the idea of having a work of art outside, but Robert came to one of our meetings with 2 rhinoceri that were made basically of very simple cube and cylindrical forms.
I thought of it as a kind of icon for the hospital. I wanted it to be something that kids would experience and say, "What's that?" And then say, "Oh, a mama rhino and a baby rhino." And in discovering it, the child would gain some kind of pride in him or her inventiveness also, in recognizing these shapes.
One of the very helpful observations that George Dover, the chief of pediatrics, made was that children feel more comfortable when they encounter a family of forms.
The pufferfish are in fact a celebration of pufferfishness and a celebration of shape and color. The stairwell gave us the opportunity of having the fish in an open space that was like water, so that they weren't confined like we are to being on floors.
From the very beginning, he struck a very sophisticated but accessible set of forms.
And I started thinking about the cow has so many different shapes. Should I have one moon with the cow jumping over it? Or would it be nice for a child to ask his parent, why are there all those moons? And then you could count the moons and it was a month. It also gave us a reason to take the cow and elevate it up high because he's flying.
In this 4-story atrium space that's so present as part of the identity of the Children's Center, suspended within that is this very colorful ostrich.
We had an ostrich egg at home, and I took the ostrich egg and I said, what a great shape for an ostrich body. And then I put legs on it and a long neck and these funny flappy wings.
This amazing ostrich we also wanted to expand on, and Robert created an ostrich egg.
We gave it a number of small layers so it maintained its egg shape, and at the same time it became circumscribed at all of its diameters, and it makes it into a very elegant and beautiful form, I think. Hopefully, moving around and seeing these different shapes will make people, make kids especially, have some enjoyment about their experience, seeing drawings and paintings and being read to by people who care about them and are looking forward to them expanding their life in a way that makes them more than just patients.